You know that moment when you're lying in bed, phone glowing in the dark. You've already scrolled through your ex's profile 3 times, read the same chat from last year, and your chest still feels heavy. You tell yourself, this is the last time I read this. But tomorrow night, you're back in the same chat, in the same memory, with the same pain. Does it feel like the relationship ended? But your mind is still dating them. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're not crazy. You're stuck in a mental loop your brain thinks is helpful. You keep revisiting old messages. You replay the breakup. You stalk their social media to see if they're happier without you. And the worst part? You know it's hurting you. But stopping feels impossible. In this video, we're going to use Stoicism, especially Memento Mori, to do 2 things. First, to understand why your mind keeps going back to your ex, and second, to break that loop with a few very practical exercises. If you stay with me until the end, you'll walk away with a simple Stoic Fact-Check you can do anytime your brain says, "What if?" An exercise to create your own closure, and a 3-question Memento Mori check-in you can use the next time you're about to stalk their profile. How many more nights do you want to lose to a relationship that already ended? Let's start with one core Stoic idea. Overthinking a past relationship is a kind of time travel. Your body is here, in the present, but your mind is living in a moment that no longer exists. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not." The past is 100% in the not. Your thoughts and actions right now are in the yes. When you overthink your ex, you're trying to control something that's already written. You're trying to edit a chapter that has already been printed and bound. Have you noticed that? That every "what if I had said this?" or "if only I had done that" never actually changes anything. Accept your mood. And here's where Memento Mori comes in. Memento Mori means remember you will die. It's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. One day, you will be gone. Your ex will be gone. This entire story will be gone. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." The question is, are you using your life or replaying someone who chose not to be in it anymore? What would change if you truly felt how limited your remaining days are? So, why do you keep getting stuck on your ex, even when you know better? First reason, your brain hates unfinished stories. Maybe you never got real closure. Maybe the breakup felt sudden. Maybe the explanation they gave you never matched how deeply it hurt. So your mind keeps reopening the file. It tries to find a version where it makes sense, but there isn't one. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The relationship hurt once in reality. You've made it hurt hundreds of times in imagination. Second reason, you attached your identity to them. You didn't just lose a person. You lost the future you built in your head. We will move here. We will do this. We will be this couple. So when it ended, it felt like you lost yourself. Of course, your mind keeps going back. It's trying to recover who you were with them. Third reason, the pain has a secret reward. When you stalk their social media, you feel connected for a few seconds. When you reread the chat, you feel like you're analyzing and learning, even if you're not. Overthinking becomes a ritual. It gives you the illusion of control. Which of these feels most like you? Chasing closure, losing identity, or secretly using pain to stay connected? The Stoics would tell you, none of these make you a bad person. They just mean your mind is using the wrong tools. So let's give your mind better tools. Here's a simple Stoic framework with 3 moves you can start using today. First, the Stoic Fact-Check. When you catch yourself spiraling about your ex, pause and say out loud, "It happened. It's over." What is still in my control right now? Write it down if you can. On one side of a page, write, "In my control." On the other side, "Not in my control." In my control, how I respond to these thoughts, what I do with my evening, how I treat myself tomorrow. Not in my control, whether they come back, how they remember me, who they're with now. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Remember this. You can't negotiate with history. So ask yourself, right now, am I wrestling with the past or working with the present? Second, the letter you never send. Closure is not something your ex gives you. Closure is something you practice. Here's the exercise. Open a note or take a sheet of paper. Write a letter to your ex that you will never, ever send. Say everything you've been holding back. The good, the ugly, the embarrassing, the honest. Then add 3 lines. This is what I wanted from you. This is what actually happened. This is what I'm taking with me now. You're not writing to convince them. You're writing to be honest with yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations as a private journal to himself. He said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Your letter is your version of that journal. It's you cleaning the mental room. After you write it, you can burn it, delete it, or save it somewhere private. The point is not the paper. The point is that the story is no longer stuck only in your head. What would you finally admit if nobody else on earth would ever see it? Remember this. You don't need their reply to end the conversation inside you. Third, the Memento Mori check-in. Remember that open loop I mentioned earlier? The one tool you can use in that exact second when your thumb is hovering over their profile picture? Here it is. Next time you're about to reread old chats or stalk their social media, pause and ask yourself 3 Stoic questions. If I knew I had only 1 year left to live, would I still spend this next hour doing this? Is this action in my control? Or am I trying to control something that's already over? What tiny action in the next 10 minutes would honor the person I want to become? This is Memento Mori in practice. Not as a dark thought, but as a filter for your attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." Imagine you really felt that. Would you choose to scroll your ex's photos, or to pour that energy into your health, your work, your art, your friendships? I'm not asking you to stop caring. I'm asking, if your time is truly this limited, is this how you want to spend it? Remember this. Every time you check their profile, you are spending a piece of your life on a story that's already finished. Now, let me bring this together with a short story. See if any part of this feels like you. Alex's relationship ended 8 months ago. Their ex moved on first. New photos, new trips, new comments. Every night, around 11:30, Alex does the same ritual. Opens their ex's profile. Checks who liked their posts. Rereads the last long argument in the chat, trying to find the exact moment everything went wrong. One night, Alex is about to do it again. But this time, they remember what we're talking about today. They sit up in bed, open the Notes app instead, and start with the Stoic Fact-Check. In my control, how I spend tonight, how I speak to myself, whether I go to sleep or keep torturing myself. Not in my control, whether my ex texts me, whether they regret it, what they post tomorrow. For the first time, the page makes it painfully clear. They've been fighting on the not in my control side for months. Then Alex writes the letter they'll never send. They write the angry part, the sad part, the grateful part. They write, "This is what I wanted from you." This is what actually happened. This is what I'm taking with me now. They realize what they're taking is not the ex. It's the lesson. I abandon myself too easily when I love someone. Alex closes the letter. The relationship is still over, but something inside feels more honest. A few nights later, the urge comes back. It's 11:47 p.m. Thumb over the app. This time, Alex uses the Memento Mori check-in. If I had 1 year left, would I still spend this hour inside this old chat? The answer is a quiet, tired no. Is this in my control? No. What tiny action would honor who I want to become? Text a friend, stretch, drink a water, go to bed without reopening the wound. So Alex puts the phone down. They feel the sadness. They don't pretend it doesn't hurt. But they also feel something new, a small slice of dignity. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them." Alex cannot change the breakup. They can change the story they keep feeding. Can you see yourself in Alex's room, phone in hand, at 11:47 p.m.? What happens in your version of that moment? So let's bring this home. You overthink your ex because your brain wants closure, because your identity got tied to the relationship, and because revisiting the pain feels like staying connected. The Stoic path is not to erase your feelings. It's to stop arguing with reality. You have 3 tools now. The Stoic Fact-Check. It happened. It's over. What's in my control right now? The letter you never send. To move the story out of your head and onto the page, so you can see what you're actually carrying. The Memento Mori check-in. 3 simple questions to catch yourself in the exact second you're about to waste another hour on a closed chapter. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that life is short. You can use that same reminder, not to panic, but to protect your time from people who are no longer here. Remember this. You're not trying to forget your ex. You're learning to remember yourself. So let me ask you one question, and I want you to answer it in the comments. What is one small action you will take tonight to spend less time in the past and more time in the life you still have? If this video helped you feel even a little lighter, consider subscribing, sharing it with someone who's stuck in the same loop, or saving it for the nights when your brain wants to go back to them again. Your past relationship is finished, but your story is not. And Stoicism is here to help you live the part that's still unwritten.